All right, Garrett Johnston here at Bay Hill Club and Lodge with Jacob Bridgeman. Jacob, you're coming off one heck of a run at Riviera where you play with Rory in the final group, you get your first PGA Tour win. Looking back on it now, what are you most proud of?
I think handling it down the stretch, it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. And being able to make some pars in the last few holes was kind of what it did it for me. It was tough. Everything didn't really go my way to begin the round, and kind of right in the middle there. But towards the end, I was nervous but solid.
What do you gain just watching, being in the presence of a guy like Rory, and at a big venue like that? How does that help you going forward?
Yeah, I first time I played with him was last year in the playoffs, and that was a little bit unsettling because of the volume of people, and obviously Rory. I grew up watching him when I was little, so a little bit of starstruck there last year, but this is my third time last week playing with him, so I felt comfortable, and he does a great job of making people feel comfortable. He could easily be quiet and intimidating, but he doesn't. He talks, asks questions. It seems even calms people down in the moment, especially with me. So he was fabulous.
Well, speaking of comfortable, I think about under pressure with your swing. What tends to be a thing you have to work on, a miss maybe that you have to kind of compensate for when you do feel the pressure trying to win?
Hey, Lucas.
Go ahead, answer the question. Congrats.
Thank you, brother. I think the one tendency I have is that I get a little bit fast. I start to speed up, maybe with my walking or my routine, and my tempo, my swing kind of all starts getting fast, which I don't notice. But my caddy's been pretty good at noticing that and figuring out when it's changing, and letting me know before it really ruins anything. So that was kind of a point of focus at Pebble. He mentioned it to me on Sunday. So the whole day at Riviera, I was just focused on slowing down, staying kind of in my rhythm, and not letting anything get out of sync.
What's the miss when you are going fast?
I don't know. Hadn't figured it out yet. Anything. It could be anything. When the swing's out of rhythm, when your legs and hips and arms aren't synced up, it could really go anywhere. So I don't think it's really any certain miss that you can look for, but yeah, it could be anything.
Well, you're going to play in your first Masters here coming up, and you're from a couple hours away in South Carolina. How special is it to have this on the calendar now?
Yeah, I mean, it's the mecca of golf tournaments. Everyone wants to play there. Everyone wants to play in the tournament, and I was lucky enough to play it twice in college through Clemson, and I remember the first time thinking that I don't think I could be more nervous over a tee shot than the first hole, playing there at Augusta. There was not a soul around, so I'm looking forward to it. Competing in it is definitely a dream come true, something I've always wanted to do, and I'm excited to get down there and see some of the course here soon.
I know it's been a few years since you've been there on property, but during a tournament week, having watched on TV so many times, what parts of the course are you excited to see?
Yeah, I think the main thing I noticed from watching on TV to playing it was just this magnitude of the slopes. Everything on TV looks a little flatter than it is, and when you get there, there's some greens where you're standing on the front and you can't see, your eye level with a slope, a big bank. So I think some of the holes towards the end where there's so much history, that's kind of going to be where I want to enjoy, especially in my practice. And then once it becomes tournament time, it's just going to be, competition mode.
Amen corner going to be something you'll be extra focused on at all? Or?
Yeah, I think the wind gets really tricky there, as you've seen in the past with some guys hitting in the water and hitting in the back bushes. So maybe in my couple trips I'll try and see if I can get some different wind directions to test it out there, to learn a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely tricky. 13, I think, is such a cool hole. In the two times I've played it, I've hit the green and I've also hit in the water. So that'll be interesting. Just I think some of the tee shots that I'll try to learn and feel a little bit more comfortable with will be big, and then figuring out how to lag putt around that place will be pretty good.
Your dad put a club in your hands for the first time at age 5, and now he's going to be able to go and see you at the Masters. How special is that for you to kind of let him and other people involved in your life be a part of this?
Yeah, I'm going to have a big crew down there. It's only 2 hours away, so I think a lot of friends and family are going to make the trip. That's going to be pretty special. I think for some of them, it'll be their first time even on the property, and then to see me play in it, I'm sure it will be pretty special. I don't know that I'll see them as much with the big crowds, but I'll definitely be looking around for them.
What are a couple of favorite memories watching on TV growing up?
I think the one I remember the most is probably Phil winning, hitting the shot through the tree on 13, and almost breaking the club or whatever. But that one was pretty cool. The Bubba shot, obviously, on 18, just unbelievable. And then, yeah, I think recently just how impressive that Rory and Scotty have plotted around the course. I think it's in the past it seemed to be guys have made mistakes and made tons of birdies and be super fireworky, and Scotty and Rory just played it perfectly, just plotted their way around and played the course the way it's supposed to be.
Well, guys from your area are also going to be rookies making their debut as well. Ryan Gerard, think of Ben Griffin and some other guys. Like, how cool is it to be part of that crop, getting your debut at Augusta?
Yeah, I think getting to play it even first, second, third time I think is still special, but the first time is going to be awesome. Playing the par 3 is something I'm excited about. Just getting to walk around casually. I never even played it. Hopefully I can maybe see it before the actual competition. But yeah, having my wife's gonna caddy for me in that, and just having a fun Wednesday afternoon, that will be pretty special. And yeah, I think whatever I'm allowed to do and whatever I'm invited to, I'm gonna try to do that week and take it all in.
Yeah, a lot of good luck in this newlywed these last few months, right? Like, might as well cash in there at the par 3 as well, huh?
Yeah, someone said that me getting married was the difference, the change my game needed, or something about like me ranked one of the highest ranked players in the world once being married or something like that, which was funny, and my wife loved to see that. She's always looking for a little boost of confidence. Yeah.
Well, speaking of rankings, do you know, are you in the Open Championship yet when you look at the other majors?
I'm pretty sure I'm in all the majors from Tour Championship last year.
What is it about that event? Like, is that one you grew up getting up early watching? Do you remember over the years getting up early watching the Open Championship?
A little bit. I haven't always been as locked in on that tournament as I have some of the other ones, just because of the time difference, and it's just out of sight, out of mind. I've only been to Europe one time, last year at the Scottish, so I'm going to go over play the Scottish again this year and see the Open. I'm excited for that. I've heard the fans are amazing, so respectful, and know the game really well. So I think that side of it will be really cool, and just a fresh kind of new kind of golf that I'm not used to. The link style will be fun.
New, but also a familiarity. You talked to Riviera after that first round about you love flighting the ball down, hitting a little more club. What do you relish about that when you go to an Open now with links golf?
Yeah, I love the idea of hitting shots where numbers don't really matter as much. It's more of a feel, and a flight is more important than the carry. That's where I feel comfortable. I feel like I have an edge on other guys. So yeah, I'm excited to do that. I don't love the hit it as hard and high as you can and try and stop it fast. Whereas some like in the desert or elevation, those kind of areas. So I think that's going to be fun.
Do you know anything about Aronimink with the PGA going there?
I don't know much about the course. I love the area. We played, what was the course last year? Philly Cricket Club, right kind of nearby. That one was really fun. I love Northeast golf, so I think that will be sweet.
How do you prepare for a course you haven't played before as you get into a major like that?
I don't think really any differently from any of the other courses. I try and be aware of not wearing myself out during the week, because especially when the course I don't know, I can go around and try and hit every spot and understand all about it. But I rely more on my caddy during those times for him to go do the work and me keep my body fresh, get just enough practice as much as I need, and then kind of learn it on a Thursday or Friday even sometimes.
Do you have a firm and fast rule about majors now where it's like, okay, 9, 9, and 9 on practice days, or do you have that regimented? Or?
No, I haven't figured it out. I'm very fluid. I don't really love a huge structure during the week. If my body feels great and I want to go see some more of the course, I'm going to do it. If my body doesn't feel good, kind of at Riv, I was tired early in the week. I didn't do anything until the Pro-Am on Wednesday. So it just depends on the week, and if I need to see a couple holes, my caddy will tell me, hey, let's go check these out. Maybe we'll walk out instead of playing. But it all changes. Last
question I had for you is talking about your dad putting your club in your hand for the first time at age 5. What's your favorite memory growing up and playing golf with your dad?
Yeah, so we were a part of this club called Woodfin Ridge. This was like 5 minutes from our house, and we'd go up on the weekends and play together. Every Sunday we had some of his buddies. We'd play kind of a after church kind of match. Those were always special. That carried into high school, and even when I was home for college, we would play every Sunday. So that was special. And then before I could drive, my mom would drop me off after school at like 3:30 or 4, and then my dad would come pick me up late in the evening from practicing with my buddies. He would walk out. I had quite a few friends that would play, and the dads would walk and hang out together. I think it was kind of just like a little golf community within itself of the kids and the dads, the parents. So had a lot of good memories at that club.
Well, Jacob, thanks for the time, and good luck at Augusta and the rest of the way.
Of course. Thank you very much.